Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally picking up L-Sword and YouTube again. Well, this is such a weird break. But I'm very lucky to have my friends and Guilty helping with the gear and carrying me for the game at the farming stage. And I probably won't come back for the game if it wasn't them. I'm really blessed to have my friends by my side all along. And restarting the game helps me to understand the early game and collection phase better. And I think I will make a video and cover that part soon. But today, we're going to talk about Eve again. Since I'm restarting Elves, I think it's a nice idea to touch up or minor remake of my first review video, and it happens to be Eve. But a nice timing and coincidence. Back then, that wasn't my best video I did when I started.
Due to her fast casting speed and extremely low
The sound, editing, the quality wasn't the best either, but it's a nice head starter. So I'll update some details about the first 3 paths of Eve. You can as well go check out the first Eve video if you want to know more backstory and the path specialties about her different paths. So I'll go straight forward for the pros and cons for 3 paths. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my Instagram. Also feel free to join our Discord server if you have any questions or need help in the game. First path, reveiw. Reveiw is a very decent magical DPS of the meta. Stable clearing, good bossing damage on all size mobs, quick caster and frequent skill reset due to her passive. I was having fun with her skill resetting. Her clearing is a bit tough before 3rd job, since no reset passive and mod skills, but she's quite fun at endgame. The biggest problem of her is the mana. She doesn't have many good mana resources. I often use all 6 pots when DPSing, and with the healer nerf we had recently, mana management in raids become more difficult. Highly depends on mana support or the healers with high gears. All Eves can use basic distortion aura as a party buffer. reveiw also got damage deduction skills for party as well. Not that hard to get in parties if just for weekly clearing, but may be harder for farming. I personally think reveiw was the best damaging Eve of the past few patches. I have no regret of playing her at all. Second path, CE. KOG made CE into a party buffer with some damage. Her bossing damage is decent. She heavily relies on skill rotation on her summons, and her main damaging skills also require nice position of her summons. Piloting her is a bit hard on DPSing if you are new to her. But people want CE mostly because of her party buffing abilities. She can boost around 40% more damage to the party, and also damage deduction for the parties too, which makes her a welcoming support for parties. Her mana resource is very user-friendly too. Mana refund when summon hit mobs. Also, each summon gives you 1.4 MP each second. Her clearing is a bit slow but comes with a decent range. Also, she's getting some buff at Nyx balance. Makes her clearing even better. It's an overall class that you can use for raid farming. Third path, CS. I finally tried out a geared CS. CS requires the most gear in all Eves. Her clearing is very strong at early game, but the damage fell off at mid game, and you will be struggling at late game. I think her biggest problems are low skill percentage and slow casting. I honestly don't enjoy her much at late game. You feel like pressing so many buttons, but yet such little damage. I even try using different force field in different situations, but the damage is not very satisfying. Well yes, you may do more damage than CE if gear build is good, but rather go support on CE or bossing on reveiw. But to be honest, you won't run solo often at endgame phases. But her mana usage is actually better than I expect. She has built-in NPR passive. Also some mana refund when using skills. I will say her mana level is somewhat between reveiw and CE, but overall homing skill for clearing is quite fun. Just don't expect the bossing damage to be good. She's definitely in need of rework or buff. And finally, fourth path, code Antithese. The latest path of Eve. Eve found an unknown code inside of her and tried to wield on this great power. But the power is so strong and corrupting Eve back, making her a cool queen of destructions. And you can also find some really cool Easter eggs from her splash art. So Moby and Remy are like the evil and angel side of Eve. You can see Remy is worried and concerned about Eve at the second job, and get destroyed by Eve at third path. You can check my community tab or Instagram for the details of Easter eggs. CA is like the mixture of all Eve but better. Her first job skill kit literally has skills from all three paths. To be honest, Kyoji did really well this time on the story and in-game Easter eggs. And these Easter eggs actually makes an impact while playing as CA. For example, in first job, Eve got corrupted by unknown code and lost the ability to fly. And I heard a lot of players got pulled off from Eve because of her unique flying movement originally. So finally, Eve is running on the ground and with the power to make a big leap. And first job passive is another Easter egg as well. You trigger a buff when Remy sees a CE in a party. And it says please help. RIP Remy. We all know you have tried. These Easter eggs are really cool. So for clearing, CA is really decent. She got skills for large range, skills that swap path, homing skills. She basically got everything, making her one of the best early game farming class in the meta. Her bossing damage is insane as well. Well, we all know that new classes are spoken when they first release. We'll see what happened to her later on this year, but right now she's the top DPS for sure. Easily to out damage due to her crazy self buff and defense ignore skill set. Let's dig into her buffs. Physical attack damage, all speed buff, all skills damage buff, Moby skills damage buff, CD acceleration, so on and so on. Make her damage went so high when all these buffs applied. Can be 3 times or even 4 times more of the basic damage, which is certified broken. She got all kind of beneficial buff on herself, but again, she's new class. And she's getting nerfed in next character balance. And I think more nerf is coming towards her. Mana wise, she's a heavy mana user due to her low CDL and skill spamming. She got good self-sustained health and mana regen. It's good enough for general dungeons, but might be suffering a bit in raids and other skill spamming mode. Supporting wise, most of CA's buffs are self buffs. She provides some parry damaging deduction and using Purify to parry some fatal attacks. And of course with the basic Eve auras too. And she has a weird party damage buff upon death. She's not really signed up for supporting class since she's an all-out DPS class. So right now, CA is one of the top physical class in the meta. Insane self buff and skills damage, good clearing skills for all dungeons, good self-sustain abilities, quick caster and can be hands off easily. Indeed a meta beast. All this nice self buff making this class heavily relies on her buff management. You have to make sure using V buttons, Purify, and White Box more often, and she is not really a designated support class to fill in the party. Similar to CU, if you are not a DPS CA, then most likely you'll get left out in endgame raids farming. And also since she has such high performance in the meta, she will most likely get a lot of adjustment in the future. Also since CA has such fancy skills, she will easily lag out some players that have weaker PC. Just imagine running dungeon with CA and CL together. Potato PC blaster indeed. I think this is the greatest Eve comeback moment for sure. Eve was kind of left behind in the past few patches. She wasn't really that standout in female characters. Although she's really popular in Asia server, she's not that popular on NA server. To CA, I have mixed feeling as a Eve main player, not gonna lie. Of course, I'm happy to see Eve finally has a strong class, but I don't want Eve to be that popular at the same time. But I really like CA themes and story overall. I will complain about one thing. How come CA portraits look so mean? While other Eves are just sassy or cute. So have you logged in and tried out the new Eve yet? Don't miss out the event and claim the goodies. Also from the KL server note, we know that Aisha are gonna be the next 4th half. Are you guys excited for her? It's nice to come back to the game with my friends and goodies. Hopefully I can bring out some more video in the future. Comment below if you like Eve. Like and share if you like this video. Subscribe for my latest update. I will see you all on next one.